Hello, everyone. This is Cheryl with Rebirth Ministries. I am so excited to be here today. I want to encourage you from Genesis 22 1 through 19, but I'm only going to read verse 3, paraphrase verse 3 for you today. And I'm going to title my encouragement as Passionate Faith. Just to give you a backstory, it's about Abraham taking Isaac to the mountain to sacrifice when God said, give me your son, your beloved son, right? And prior to that, we also would have read Abraham trying to help God out with a prophetic word that he got that sometime this year you're going to have a son. And he thought, well, God, you're taking too long, so let me ask my wife to, do some things. And another son came, and he thought that was the promise. But God said, no, I have a promise that I'm going to do. And when I do it, you'll have no choice but to recognize that I did it. But anyways, that's another encouragement. I want to stay on passionate faith today. And Genesis 22 verse 3, paraphrasing, says, Abraham answered, he was responding to Isaac when Isaac said, we got wood, we got all of these things, but I don't see no lamb. And Abraham answered, God himself will provide the lamb for the burnt offering, my son. And the two of them went on together. I reflected on this passage of scripture and I said, as a parent, as a mom, I don't have Abraham's faith. Now, in my personal life, I've seen God answer prayers after prayers after prayers. I'm a testimony to answered prayer, to the point where when I pray and it don't happen, I'm talking to God. I'm like, okay, God, what happened? Because we got this kind of relationship, right? But I got to be honest. I got to be transparent. I don't have Abraham's faith. Because I'd be like Jonah. If it were my child, I'd be like, okay, is there another Nineveh beyond Nineveh where I could send you to hide? Like we can really hide from God. But that's where my attitude, my heart, I'm just being transparent. That's where I would be. And again, I've seen God time and time again work in my personal life. I think, though, that Abraham knew who God was, right? Not just here, but here. He had a sense of being bailed out and being provided and having that hope that maketh not ashamed, and having a sense of things that are going to be, like seeing things before he sees things, because he's had struggles before, right? I talked about him trying to help God, but not only that, we know the scripture where Abraham lied and God still made a way out of no way, rescuing him, rescuing Sarah. So Abraham knew that somewhere along the line, just like it says in the word, God himself will provide the lamb for the burnt offering. Isaac came about even after Abraham was disobedient. Philosopher says that it was about 30 years when Abraham was asked to take Isaac to the mountain to sacrifice. And so we know in that culture, kids are respectful even when they're 400 and their parents are 450. They're still respectful. But I can just see Isaac wrestling with his dad when he was being tied up. Like, Dad, you said God would. And Abraham is tying and say, I know I said God himself will provide the lamb, right? And I believe that occurred because Abraham had some recovery time after trying to help God, after lying about, his wife, or technically lying about who Sarah was to him. I believe walking up that mountain, even though he was walking listening for the bleating of the lamb, even though he was walking looking for some horns, or even looking for a lamb himself, he was saying, okay, God, what's going on here? Okay, God, what are you gonna do? I've seen you rescue me before, but here, I mean, you know how long it took, you know all the things I did. You want to take my son? You want to take my son? But okay, if you want to take him, guess what? I know you got a return on investment, and I'm willing, with my passionate faith, to give you this, because I believe you're going to give me a return on this investment. I know my son is not a lamb. So somewhere, somehow, before I get to the top, a lamb is going to show forth itself. Abraham had some recovery time because he's been spending some time with God. He had this one-on-one relationship with God. Like I said, God had rescued him time and time again. And I can just hear Abraham saying, I'm going to trust you. I'm going to trust you. You did it before. You're going to do it again. I have this passionate faith where I'm going to trust you. I don't know about you. I don't know what mountain you're climbing to sacrifice your fill in the blank. I don't know. I don't know if it's difficult if you're walking through something that says, God, I don't know what you're going to do, but my heart is somewhere else. Because you gave this to me, or you told me to do this, and now everything seems like it's falling apart. But I want to challenge you to develop that passionate faith like Abraham, right? Be passionate about your faith. Say like Job, rest on those promises. Though you take this from me, though you slay me, you're going to give me a return on my investment, because you're not a man that you should lie. You are going to provide yourself a lamb for this burnt offering. I want to challenge you. Like Job, hope in him. Though you slay me, yet will I trust you. Yet will I hope in you. See, we can't, like Abraham, we can't get to this stage. We can't get to the mountaintop without passionate faith. We can't get to the mountaintop without stirring up and standing and raising up our most holy faith, like Jude. So I want to challenge you, stir up your faith. Get passionate about your faith. Get to that mountaintop, because whatever is asked you to put on that altar, believe you me, he himself will provide a lamb. I don't know what it is you're struggling with, but just know God himself will provide a lamb, whatever your situation is. So get passionate about your faith. If he did it before, he'll do it again. He's the same God. Same God back then. I'm stealing Ty Tribbett's song right here. Same God right now. Get passionate about your faith. The substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. God will provide himself a lamb. Like Abraham, he's going to give you a return on your investment. Be encouraged. If you like this video, please encourage me by liking it. And also, if you've not already subscribed, subscribe. And it's okay. I'd love for you to leave a comment. Take care. Be blessed.